8th day of April in the year 2025 by Sinnoh Reckoning. A little house in Sinnoh, Twinleaf town, the second decade of this game. The places we return. Now, where to begin? Ah, yes. I often ponder on the passing of time, who I've become. Not to say I'm discontent with who I am, though not renowned as a great warrior, nor counted among the very wise. There's certainly been surprises, but I wouldn't hasten to call them unwelcome. Who I am feels true. I've always had a love for the creation of things, and the quiet moments, or the broadening of unfamiliar horizons, and most of all, the revisiting of a few favorites. For today of all days, it is brought home to me, it is no bad thing to celebrate a simple life. I have been playing video games since I was very little. I know, hard to believe, but I swear it's true. As I grow older, I see other people drift away from them, but I grow only closer. They're a major focus of this channel. Hell, I started streaming games to feel more productive while I played. Twitch.tv or right here on YouTube. I'm live streaming Twilight Princess right now. Literally right now, when it releases. Finish the video and then come tell me what you think, come on. I've played a lot of new games since I got my own income, some that I really adore, but I think that everyone has those special games they can't help but return to no matter how much time has passed. And speaking of Twilight Princess, of all the Zelda games I've played, I find myself returning most frequently to this one. It was the first game I purchased for my GameCube, brick one of a modest collection. I did play it on Wii when I was younger, but the GameCube just feels right. I've only beaten the game once, a bad habit of mine, but every once in a while I find myself back here. The rural Ordon village, simple chores and tasks for the neighbors, no heroes or destinies, just a farmhand helping where he can. That calming music and endless lapping of water as the river flows by, gently turning the water wheel. It's a warm welcome into a familiar plot. Bulblin's attack, Link gives chase and finds himself before the monolithic wall of Twilight. Meeting Midna, still the best Zelda character, sneaking through the waterways together, and the way Ordon Village changes completely after night falls, trapped in this new form. Getting the sword and shield, the first steps on a journey that will take Link across Hyrule, helping where he can. Honestly, it's 90% vibes, a world full of history, of people trying to survive, of the ineradicability of hope. Even in the harshest places, life endures. In Snowpoint Temple, buried in the snow, a pair of Yetis find love and fulfillment in one another. In the shadowed alleyways of Castletown, strong-hearted survivors band together under the Twilight's rule. And in the fields of Hyrule, a farmhand duels the Lord of Evil for the fate of the world. The Thousand Year Door is one of those games I think everyone just has to try once. I didn't grow up playing this game, born just a little too late. I finally got to get a copy for the GameCube following the remake's announcement, which I also bought. And yeah, I love this game. I already want to replay it over and over, all that looking on, watching other people play, that fixation. Now I'm here. And the remake is incredible too. Excellent graphics, great improvements, trims just the right amount of fat. Whenever I'm feeling listless, I inevitably end up playing an RPG, and this one is just packed full of incredible moments. It hasn't quite been a year since the remake, so spoilers. All of Chapter 3, but special mention goes to the investigation segments, sneaking around and slowly uncovering clues as you move up the ranks. Vivian finally joining the team in Chapter 4 and her section helping the body-swapped Mario. Bobbery's recovery in Chapter 5 with that kick-ass new theme for the remake. All of Chapter 6, the train, the mystery, all 3 days. Chapter 7 having the backtracking fixed in the remake with the warp room. And of course, Chapter 8 is just full of perfect moments, from the battle with Gloomtail right up to the final fight and everyone cheering you on. And Luigi.
Oh yeah.
Watch out, really quickly, spoilers from Monster Hunter Wilds ahead. It was 3 years ago now that I first played a Monster Hunter title with Rise. 600 hours and 4 games later, it might just be my favorite franchise ever. Playing through all of Rise solo, getting to go back and play World and GU, it came at just the right moment for me. The sense of community, the sense of scale, getting to be part of the real hype and life cycle of the newest game with Wilds. Streaming Wilds for 12 hours on release day, getting to experience every new turn without a single spoiler.
The guild authorizes the capture of this Eon
Cuckoo! You're up! I'm up.
This is a game series I know I'll love for years to come, whether hunting alone or with the other hunters that chance sends my way. But John Cena! These aren't normal names. Whenever I'm feeling lost or tired, I end up back here with lance in hand and something the size of a house to murder.
By my own order. I will slay Xochitl.
"15 years ago, the USCSS Nostromo vanished. After all this time, the flight recorder has turned up at the recently decommissioned Sevastopol station. This might be Ripley's one chance to find out what happened to her mother. But something isn't right. A spacewalk goes wrong. Separated from her new crew, confused and alone, lost on a dying station. But the worst part? She's not alone. Alien Isolation is my favorite horror game of all time. Though I haven't gotten to play a ton, I actually really enjoy horror games. And I love coming back to Sevastopol Station. I love this vintage sci-fi aesthetic. Everything's tactile and solid like old tech. Nowadays, futuristic means LEDs, holograms, flimsy-ass tech. These computers look like I could bludgeon someone to death with them. It's all dirty and mechanical, a layer of grime on everything. The way the lights flicker on as you enter new areas, the sound of a vent sliding open, not knowing if you just got too close or something is about to climb out. A falling apart station is really perfect to show off what this aesthetic is all about. You can see the cables hanging, the guts of the station, the way survivors have tried to reclaim the space. And the xenomorph is a perfect threat, the sound of it crawling through vents or peering into the lockers. The beeping of the motion tracker like you're thumping hard as it gets closer. Something I really adore is the way it beeps just a single time when something begins to move closer but you don't have it out yet. You'll be wandering around and suddenly that beep. Your whole body clenches as you pull it out. Where is it? How close? How fast? And it's right on top of you as you scramble under a desk, watching it stalk by. When I want to be a little scared, Sevastopol Station is my first stop. We've been to Hyrule. We've been to the heights of the Glitz Pit and down into the Palace of Shadow. We've been to Chimera, the New World, the Forbidden Lands. We've been to Sevastopol Station, orbiting the gas giant KG-348. But of everywhere I've been, there's one place I find myself returning most of all. Pokemon Diamond is the first game I can ever remember playing. And after all this time, I'm still in love with this franchise, despite its endless attempts to shake that bond. Pokemon is intrinsically connected to who I am, and with every region I've explored, Sinnoh remains my favorite. Every inch of this game is familiar. Hunting Gible in Wayward Cave, the secret of the Odd Keystone, the hauntings in the old chateau. I've played and replayed this game. I have 5 Dialgas sitting in Pokemon Home from this game, and that's just the ones I've bothered to save. Every couple of months, I boot this game back up and begin another playthrough. From selecting my starter with Professor Rowan, to finally facing the Elite Four and Cynthia at the top. It doesn't matter how many years pass, how many new games I play, or how many times Game Freak tries to kill a beloved franchise. Wherever I go, whatever I do, whoever I become, Twinleaf Town means home. I think that everyone has those special games they can't help but to return to, no matter how much time has passed. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Something you can find comfort in no matter where or when you are. The future's scary, and sometimes you just need something familiar to keep you going. So, as I celebrate one more godforsaken trip around the sun, please, join me in revisiting one of those old favorites. And let's face another year together. Also, don't forget, I am live right now with Twilight Princess, YouTube or Twitch. You can, don't go,